You can't plan your life. That's not how it is, and you have to go with what happens.
We all know J-Lo's image during and after her divorce was not a good look, but it seems those days may be over. Jennifer Lopez is desperate to fix her image after divorcing Ben Affleck. Following her highly publicized breakup with Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez just shared an Instagram photo of herself having fun in the summer.
Jennifer Lopez writing in the caption, "Oh, it was a summer."
According to a source who spoke to Page 6, Lopez is looking to make over her image going forward. Jennifer Lopez shared a series of photos from her single Hampton summer on Instagram, featuring photos in bikinis and a close-up of a t-shirt bearing the poet R.H. Sin's word, "She's in bloom and unbothered, out of reach and at peace." We've heard that Lopez's close family and friends, which includes her longtime manager Benny Medina, are still steadfast. Regarding J-Lo's personal life going forward, however, a source stated she's open to listening to new voices of those around her.
This is where it brought me to.
Despite Jenny's marital troubles, Lopez and her former best friend Leah Remini made up. Remini just declared her own 21-year marriage to her husband, Angelo Pagan, to be over. Remini's worries about Ben caused the longtime friends to talk before Lopez married Affleck in 2022, according to a source. Remini cautioned Lopez to keep in mind the reason she ended their 2002 relationship, because he is selfish and not fully committed as a partner, our source claims. According to The Insider, J-Lo was so mad she cut off all ties.
There's always a thing that you don't see coming.
And declined to invite Remini to their nuptials. Remini did not attend the couple's Georgia wedding, which was also attended by Jason Mewes, Matt Damon, and filmmaker Kevin Smith. At the time, TMZ was informed by sources that the ex-scientist was assisting her daughter Sophia, then 18, in preparing for college. In July, Lopez and Affleck eloped to Vegas for their first wedding ceremony. Remini has reportedly been eager to get back in touch with her old best friend because Lopez and Affleck were having trouble and divorce rumors were making headlines.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez step out with their respective wedding rings amid rumors they have broken up.
They were friends for years, the source said recently. She wants to reach out to her, but she can't just call up and say, "I told you so." According to the source, Remini has now called and they have spoken, with Remini offering her buddy support. On the podcast Las Culturistas, Remini's friend Michelle Visage was questioned in September 2023 about Remini and J-Lo's friendship status. Her response was no comment. Page 6 was previously informed by a source that Lopez and Affleck are divorcing because they couldn't make their marriage work. In her personal life, she needs advice from some new people to add a new layer and get some new suggestions, stated a source close to Lopez. Throughout her breakup with Affleck, Lopez has been in the news non-stop, filing for divorce on their second wedding anniversary. The move, according to a prior source, was intended to demonstrate to the world that she is a woman standing up in her own way. Lopez had earlier called off her tour due to marital spouts, stating in a statement that she was taking time off to be with her children, family, and close friends. Lopez has 6 engagements and 4 marriages under her belt, all of which have ended in divorce. People was recently informed by a source that although Lopez still feels very fortunate about her life, she also harbors some bitterness. The Insider stated she's surrounded by family, friends, and her kids. She consistently maintains an optimistic attitude. She finds the divorce difficult, but she always manages to move on.
Not everyone is going to love you, but there are some celebrities that have made it pretty clear that they cannot stand Jennifer Lopez. Everything Jennifer Lopez touches turns to gold. A successful singer and actor, she's found successes on the music charts in Las Vegas, on the small screen, and even on the big screen. Despite all of her notable accomplishments, she hasn't always had much success in love or friendship. As it turns out, Jenny from the Block has reportedly been making enemies in Hollywood. These celebrities can't stand Jennifer Lopez. Almost as soon as Jennifer Lopez shared a snap of herself chilling with Drake backstage at her Las Vegas show in December 2016, the rumor mill began circulating and people started saying that they were dating. Jenny sure didn't help matters when she uploaded an image of Drake giving her a bear hug and looking rather cozy snuggling up to her. While some didn't believe the headlines, Drake's on-again, off-again love interest Rihanna sure seemed to take the post to heart, and she was not impressed. According to an unnamed insider who spoke with In Touch, she felt like she had the ultimate betrayal and called Jenny desperate and a traitor. After all, the two fierce ladies used to be tight, and Riri is said to have confided in J-Lo about her on and off again relationship with Drake. Although Rihanna never publicly addressed what happened, she did appear to throw some major shade in the most subtle of ways when in December 2016, she unfollowed J-Lo on Instagram. Another celeb that cannot stand J-Lo happens to be the Queen, Mariah Carey. In September 2020, she not only revealed the root of her feud with J-Lo, but she also made sure to throw some serious shade her way. A while back in an interview, she was asked about J-Lo, to which she responded, "I don't know her."
Und was ist mit J-Lo?
Die kenne ich nicht.
In the book, Mariah slams her ex-husband, Tommy Mottola, accusing him of trying to ruin her career and getting J-Lo involved. A 23-year-old Mariah married 44-year-old Tommy in 1993, but divorced him in 1998 because he was controlling. Mariah claims that Tommy tried to end the Glitter soundtrack, writing that her decision to sample Yellow Magic Orchestra's Firecracker on the movie's lead single Loverboy did not go unnoticed by Sony executives. She said that after hearing my new song, using the same sample I used, Sony rushed to make a single for another female entertainer on their label, who I do not know. That's right, she went there. Rather than naming J-Lo in the allegation, Carey reverted back to her infamous comment. Brandy seemingly picked sides in the ongoing Lopez-Carey feud when, in July 2017, she took to Instagram to share a photo of herself hugging Mariah Carey with a simple 3-word caption many believed was overflowing with shade. Hashtag, she knows me. Almost as soon as the singer uploaded the snap, followers were all over her, speculating that the hashtag was surely in reference to Mimi's famous "I don't know her" comment. Brandy denied that she was throwing shade on the post, but it seemed too coincidental. As for Mariah, she had something to say too, commenting on Brandy's post with a simple, "I sure do." On the surface, it feels like Rosie Perez and Lopez, who have known each other for decades, should share a great rapport. But despite having a lot in common, they're both dancers of Puerto Rican descent who grew up in New York. According to Perez's 2014 memoir, Handbook for an Unpredictable Life, there's no love between them. In the book, Rosie recalled their time working together on the show and took the opportunity to paint Jenny in a seriously negative light. All of the girls were coming onto my office complaining about how she was manipulating wardrobe, makeup, and me, all to her advantage, she wrote, accusing Jenny of acting like some ghetto bee screaming and pounding her chest. Although Jenny left in living color after just 2 seasons, Rosie accused her of keeping their feud alive long after they parted ways. In the book, she portrayed Jenny as being two-faced, saying she made disparaging comments about her in Hollywood and then acted friendly. "She came over to me smiling, saying hello as if nothing had happened," Perez recalled of an encounter the pair had at a club. "I should have let it go, played it off too. Instead, I ended her with my biting tongue," she concluded. Wow. Jenny's short-lived marriage to Cuban waiter Ojani Noah ended in 1998. It seems her ex is still desperate and cannot stand her. Despite the fact that they were only married for 9 months, Noah has been trying to slander his former flame and keep his name in the news by any means possible. Ojani Noah? More like Ojani No One, terrible dude. In 2006, he set out to publish a tell-all book dubbed The Unknown Truth, a passionate portrait of a serial thriller, which Jenny stopped with a lawsuit, claiming that her ex-hubby was breaking their confidentiality agreement. She was awarded $545,000 in damages, and Noah was slapped with a court order which forbid him from doing what he was doing. But just 3 years later, he made headlines again when he spoke to release videos taped during the pair's honeymoon, causing her to file a $10 million lawsuit against him. Meanwhile, during a 2016 appearance on $1 Million Matchmaker, he dumped the blame on his former wife, saying she caused their split, claiming, "I was looking forward to being with her for the rest of my life. It didn't happen. She made the choice of her career instead of me." Talk about being bitter. What does he think Jennifer Lopez would end her career for him? Is this the ultimate level of delulu imaginable?
Life is full of regrets. I have a feeling Ben Affleck can relate. Let's check out some reasons Ben Affleck regrets marrying Jennifer Lopez.
It taught me not to do interviews.
And the vision that was planted.
We all know Ben and Jen's tumultuous relationship. They've been on and off, and for almost a year now, there have been breakup rumors surrounding them. Well, this may have been the straw that broke the camel's back. Stay with me while I paint you a picture. Beautiful people grinning and clinking glasses on a stunning summer's day in Italy with the craggy Amalfi Coast serving as the backdrop. The focal point of the gathering is an immaculately made up Jennifer Lopez. As she gets ready to take a sip of her drink, she gives the camera a knowing smile. This marked the introduction of JLo's own cocktail line, DeLola. Similar to other well-known Hollywood figures like Sarah Jessica Parker and George Clooney, JLo had aimed to create her own beverage line in order to increase the value of her business. Because her beverage business was one of the things that broke the camel's back, as a close friend of her husband Ben Affleck stated to DailyMail.com. It's also acknowledged that the beverage company was founded before they reconciled, and Ben knew about and encouraged the venture. They even go so far as to imply that in the midst of rumors that their marriage is finally over, it helped Ben Ben, not Jen, decide to call it quits. Why did Ben find this prominent business venture so weird? Well, according to friends, he regarded his wife's sales of vodka and tequila odd because he was a recovering habitual drinker. After all, he had battled his habits for many years. He was reported to be confused when the label was originally introduced in the previous year. The fact that he thought her sole purpose for starting her drink brand was to make hard, cold cash just made him feel more conflicted. Since 2001, when he first sought help for his habitual drinking, Ben has gone to help several times. His marriage to Jennifer Garner ended as a result of his habits. Worse, J.Lo then embarked on a highly visible promotional tour, telling the press how much she enjoys drinking to relax and let loose. She even shared a photo of herself to promote the newest item in the line, showing herself relaxing on a sunbed while wearing a swimming outfit. Ben had to fight to get his life back after overcoming the drink. Ben's buddy said to the Mail. Knowing that he had lost everything, including his family's love, and that he would relapse, Jen made the decision to launch her own spritzer line in an attempt to get extra money. Jen and Ben, who featured in Oscar-winning films including Argo and Good Will Hunting, have reportedly already filed their divorce paperwork. They both understand that what they had earlier is no longer there. What appeared to be a moving story of rediscovered love for someone lost has come to a sad end. Before getting married, the couple separated in 2004 after becoming together in 2002 and getting engaged. Following his 2005 marriage to Jennifer Garner, Ben and Garner went on to have 3 kids before divorcing in 2015 and completing their legal separation 3 years later. J.Lo later wed singer-songwriter Mark Anthony, with whom she had twins which were 16 years old. 10 years passed during their marriage. After J.Lo's failed engagement to baseball player Alex Rodriguez in 2021, Ben and Jen reconciled, much to the pleasure of fans and the press around the globe. The next year, they were married in Las Vegas and had a second, more elaborate ceremony at Ben's plantation in Georgia, which was worth $9 million. The pair hasn't been spotted together months before the divorce became official though, with Ben declining to attend J.Lo's Bridgerton-themed 55th birthday celebration just recently. Rather, when the couple listed their $68 million Beverly Hills home for sale, he purchased a $20 million bachelor apartment in Los Angeles. But there were problems even last year in 2023. Ben saw J.Lo's April 2023 drink company launch, Delola, as a warning indication that she preferred her profession over him. In 2024, their respective desires, his for a quiet existence and hers for unrestricted all-access exposure, came to a head. Even though he tried to give in to her demand for attention, their disparate views on their careers caused their marriage to falter. Ben was the one to pull the plug on their marriage here, a friend stated. He perceived this as picking right back up since Jennifer had led him to believe that she was the same person that she had been when they initially fell in love. Although he dislikes walking the red carpet with celebrities, he did it because she did. He could no longer handle her infatuation with fame. She had to be loved and captured on camera. He felt as though nothing remained sacred for him because she would reveal so much of herself to everyone. This was something she had to do. Her popularity had become an integral part of her identity. J.Lo's friends also report that she had altered her appearance and manner of dressing. She says that performing is more than just a profession to her and that she ultimately felt unable to give it up. Like with her previous 3 marriages, she made the decision to prioritize fame over him. In fact, it seemed like J.Lo was basing a large portion of her recent successful commercial production on their rekindled romance. Some even claimed that he was not exactly thrilled because her new album was all about him and he didn't even like her television program, This Is Me Now, A Love Story. That documentary, which featured Jen's account of her own road to love, was widely panned and failed to connect with viewers, costing millions of dollars. According to a person close to the pair, Ben was incensed. He didn't want her to do this at all. She asked him to invest in it and be involved in a project he was absolutely against. In the end, he was glad it flopped. It too destroyed their marriage. Ben didn't want their love story to be told, only she did. They lost 18 million pounds and it ruined Ben's trust in her. Ben seeing her spread their love letters on a table for others to read as she did on screen infuriated him. This is when he knew that she put fame above love. Indeed, during the documentary, J.Lo showed a book to the camera saying, "This book is a book Ben gave me on our first Christmas back together. It is every letter and every mail that we wrote to each other from 20 years ago and today." She highlighted one note that read, "The Greatest Love Story Never Told" by Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, 2001 to 2010 and counting. But a friend of Ben said he asked her to not do the documentary because he wanted to keep this stuff private and because it cost too much money, but she did it anyway. He asked her to pull back from doing red carpets and events so much and she wouldn't listen. She dragged him out anyways. It was never about him, it was always about her. The two appeared nervous at the launch of J.Lo's Netflix movie The Mother. She later revealed revealed that they had clashed over her outfit choices, saying, "He'll joke with me sometimes. He'll say things like, 'Where's the rest of that shirt?' I'm like, 'Oh, this one doesn't have anything else.'" J-Lo abruptly announced to her followers that she was taking time off to be with her children, family, and close friends when she abruptly canceled her planned summer tour. Ben was later seen driving his son Samuel to basketball practice in Santa Monica with actress Jennifer Garner, his ex-wife. The following day, J-Lo showed up to watch Samuel play as well as give her husband an awkward-looking kiss. While his wife has continued to wear her wedding ring, Ben had been spotted recently without it. And then there was their Beverly Hills mansion. Ben, it appears, just thought the price was too high. Friends remark that J-Lo believed that her twins Em and Max, as well as Ben's children Violet, Finn, and Samuel, would be pleased with the house. Nope. Buying that massive house was another huge red flag, said one close to Ben. He didn't want that house because it cost a ridiculous amount of money. It never felt like home to him, and he cannot even believe that he moved into the home. She didn't want a marital home for them to grow old in. She wanted a massive structure that cost more than anyone else's home to flaunt her wealth and her marriage in. She thought that this would make everyone happy. They talked a lot about this. Things also seemed to be generated by a decline in her profession, which she battled so hard to achieve in following the documentary's failure, a source said. She became less popular, less people wanted to see her perform, and this made her irate, and she took it out on Ben. She started to realize her star power was fading, and he told her it was her own fault because she was overexposed. She took the fact that her documentary and album was a flop out on Ben because, as her husband, he was the closest one to her. He asked her to take a step back, and she didn't. He wasn't a huge fan of her new album being so centered around him, and she thought it was beautiful. Notwithstanding the intense feelings surrounding the highly publicized end of their parents' romance, sources indicate that their 5 children are eager to maintain communication. A source said it is hard on the kids, but in the end they are all pretty grown up. Enough grown up to be able to see that it was not working between their parents. The kids will be okay and will stay close. Becoming a family for a minute was fun, and this will always be special in their hearts. But J-Lo, who is 55 years old and has been married 4 times, is currently unmarried. Friends worry she ruins her romantic relationships. She knows she destroyed it all and was super apologetic, but it was too late. One said, "He tried for a couple weeks, giving her the benefit of the doubt, and even wore the wedding ring because she asked him to, so that they could get a little space from the hounding press, but he's done. He found his home and she's not living in it. She knows this, and now it is the time for them to both move on." Ben seems to be giving his divorced wife time to rebrand. J-Lo's friends claim that she altered her appearance and style of clothing. She's smiling in public, and she's not acting all like a diva. Her social media is bright and happy, and she's speaking about her true feelings of being fragile. She's staying out of the spotlight and keeping her life private. Basically, Jennifer is now pretending to be the person that Ben thought she was all along. This made him fall in love with her, but he's not going to fall for it a 3rd time. 2 strikes, she's out. They are done. Jennifer is one of the most recognizable names in the Hollywood Hills. Or was. Let's cover the epic rise and fall of J-Lo and Ben Affleck's love story. They fell in love at first sight. Jennifer Lopez admitted that after meeting Ben Affleck, she fell in love with him right away, and that something inside of her had changed. J-Lo was still married to her ex-husband, Chris Judd, when the two first met in 2002 while filming the movie Giggly.
Do we know each other?
Not yet.
However, she had an immediate connection with the actor that was evident both on and off film, and soon after, she and Judd ended their marriage, and she and Affleck made their romance public. "This is it, I felt like," the singer recalled, telling People in 2016. The couple faced constant media attention as the crazy tabloid and paparazzi age began, and soon after, Jennifer was born. The audience couldn't get enough of Affleck's legendary performance in her Jenny from the Block music video, as well as her star-studded red carpet appearances. And then they announced their engagement. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez chose to tie the knot shortly after Jennifer was born in the summer of 2002. The couple popped the question in a flash, only a few months after their romance made headlines. In November of that year, J-Lo broke the news to Diane Sawyer, saying that Ben proposed with a pink solitaire diamond that was reputedly valued at an incredible $2.5 million at the time. Though Lopez first admitted to Sawyer that she believed Affleck to be a stereotypical Hollywood bad boy, or skirt chaser as she called him, he eventually disproved her claims. She described him as brilliantly smart, loving, charming, affectionate, adding, "And I just admire him in every way." Regarding Affleck, he acknowledged acknowledged that the foundation of their extraordinary relationship was his close connection with Lopez. Because she was married, there was no thought of a romantic relationship, so that created the opportunity to get to know each other without any of the falseness that goes with courtship, because you're trying to make a good impression, he stated to Vanity Fair in 2003. I didn't try to change anything about myself, and she didn't either. The media tore them apart though. Their initial breakup appeared to be caused by the media circus that encircled every step Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck made together.
Well, that didn't help.
The couple had originally intended to tie the knot in the autumn of 2003, but they changed their minds because of the attention the tabloids were receiving at the time. When we found ourselves seriously contemplating hiring 3 separate decoy brides at 3 different locations, we realized that something was awry. The couple said in a statement to People at the time, "We felt what should have been a joyful and sacred day could be spoiled for us, our families and our friends." The pair broke up shortly after in January 2004, suggesting that their breakup only seemed to become worse after it happened. In a 2022 interview with Apple Music via Elle, J.Lo blamed their split on a lack of maturity, admitting, "We weren't ready to deal with and look at each other and go, what we have is real, we need to buckle down, we need to do some work, we just weren't there yet." They ended up marrying other people. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck found love with other people after their dream wedding fell through. Sadly for Lopez, Affleck's romantic interest was named after his former fiancée. In 2004, the actor began dating Jennifer Garner, his former co-star, and the two got married in 2005. Together, Garner and Affleck would go on to have 3 children, a son named Samuel and 2 daughters named Violet and Serafina. Regarding J.Lo, she wed her longtime musical partner Marc Anthony in 2004 in her Los Angeles home in a far less public ceremony than the one that was supposed to be her and Affleck's. In 2008, Lopez gave birth to fraternal twins Em and Max, and she also adopted 4 other children from Anthony's past relationships as stepmothers. Even those marriages didn't work out though. All of the Bennifer aficionados may now feel hopeful because neither of Jennifer Lopez's nor Ben Affleck's subsequent relationships ended happily. Following their announcement of their impending divorce in 2015, Affleck and Jennifer Garner declared their separation, although they remained cordial and shared co-parenting of their 3 children. Ultimately, in 2018, 3 years subsequent to their separation being public knowledge, the ex-couples concluded their divorce. Affleck speaks highly of his former wife, however, telling People in 2020, "When you have children with somebody, you're connected to them forever. And I'm lucky she is the mother of my children. I'm very grateful and respectful of her."
Jen is a superhero mom. She's an amazing mother.
The split between Marc Anthony and Lopez was made public in 2011. A year later, Anthony filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for the breakup. 2014 saw the finalization of their divorce, but the two went on to work together in the music business and remained friendly in the years that followed. They even had a moment on stage 2 years later. "If you want to get along with a woman, just get divorced," Anthony joked to Extra TV about their post-divorce relationship. Eventually, J.Lo and Ben got back together. In July of 2021, to the surprise of millions of admirers worldwide, Bennifer made a triumphant return. J.Lo published a picture of herself and her ex-boyfriend Ben Affleck on Instagram, in addition to a plethora of other sweltering swimsuit pictures in honor of her 52nd birthday. She captioned the photo saying, "5'2", what it do?" A few months later, the two walked the red carpet together for the first time in almost 2 decades, at the premiere of Ben Affleck's movie, The Last Duel. They looked to have struck gold the second time around as they went on to make appearances together at other Hollywood events, such as the Met Gala. When Lopez told People in 2022, "I feel so lucky and happy and proud to be with him, it's a beautiful love story that we got a second chance." They got engaged again. In 2022, Jennifer Lopez became engaged for the 6th time, but who's keeping track? In April of that year, the celebrity revealed in her On the J.Lo newsletter that Ben Affleck had proposed to her with a massive diamond. In the video, Lopez listens to her song Dear Ben while flashing a sparkler on her ring finger. Saying via Extra TV, "Ben came in and he got down on one knee and he said some things that I'll never forget. And he pulled out a ring and said, 'Will you marry me?'" Clearly overcome with emotion by her thrilling new journey, J.Lo described it as the most perfect moment. Lopez disclosed that Affleck had gifted her a green diamond, citing it as her lucky color and favorite hue. And they tied the knot in Vegas. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez were married in an unexpected ceremony in Las Vegas, only a few months after Ben proposed. The singer gave People an account of the memorable day, saying that their kids witnessed the wedding. "It's a beautiful outcome that this has happened in this way at this time in our lives, where we can really appreciate and celebrate each other and respect each other," Lopez exclaimed. She added, We always did, but we have even more of an appreciation because we know that life can take you in different directions, as she thought back on how their special love story had come full circle. They moved in together and even got matching tattoos. Something about permanent ink says commitment. When Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez got matching tattoos to commemorate their recent move-in together and love, it felt like exactly what was on their minds. Lopez revealed the news in an interview with Today that the couple moved in together in January of 2023. We moved in together, the kids moved in together, so it's been like a really kind of emotional transition. She went on to say, but at the same time, all your dreams coming true, it's just been a phenomenal year. After years of searching for the perfect place to live, the couple bought an over $60 million property jointly in May 2023. The Beverly Hills estate featured 12 rooms, 24 bathrooms, a heated pool and hot tub, pickleball and basketball courts, and breathtaking views of the mountains. But then, the divorce. When Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez hadn't been spotted together for more than a month in May 2024, it seemed like problems were starting to arise in their relationship. Later that month, the pair was spotted together at Affleck's daughter Violet's graduation ceremony, but tensions quickly escalated. The actor was sleeping at a nearby rental when he was spotted packing up his belongings from their shared house in late June, according to a source who spoke with People. The magazine was informed by an insider in August of that year that the couple was divorcing. The insider told People, Jennifer is trying to find a new home to start fresh. On the day they got married in Georgia 2 years prior, J.Lo filed for divorce from Affleck later that month, and she filed irreconcilable differences. Ben and J.Lo have had a rocky relationship, and I'm not just talking about their first one. Let's look at all the signs that J.Lo and Ben Affleck were doomed to fail.
Hey Ben, are there rumors about J.Lo true?
Yes, I believe Jennifer Lopez may be doing that.
On the inside of this ring right here, my engagement ring that he gave me.
Information surfaced that on August 20th, 2024, Jennifer filed for divorce from Ben at the Los Angeles County Superior Court. She stated that their date of separation was April 26th, 2024 in court filings. The couple, who got married in 2022 over 2 decades after becoming engaged for the first time, have long been the target of rumors and public curiosity about their relationship. Ben, for instance, gained notoriety 2023 after he famously slammed a car door on Jennifer. A few months later, Jen spoke candidly about the long-running debate over Ben's alleged sad Affleck image. But Jen and Ben's marital discussions have surfaced on a few occasions in 2024 alone. Although the reason for their breakup is unknown, here's a detailed timeline of all the indications that Ben and Jen were getting a divorce. The Greatest Love Story Never Told, J.Lo's eagerly anticipated documentary, was published on February 27th and provided a wealth of information about her and Ben's relationship. Ben was open about how he and Jen approached privacy and popularity differently in the movie. He recalled saying to Jen, "Listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media when they started dating again. Then I started to realize that asking that wasn't really fair. It's similar to saying, well, I don't like the water, when you find out you're going to marry a boat captain." In addition, Ben called Jennifer and himself two people with different kinds of approaches, adding that they were trying to learn to compromise over their disagreements.
Because I didn't think much of myself. And so the world didn't think much of me.
It seems that these days, no one can stand J.Lo. This is so shocking. It seemed like she was so loved before. Why is this? Her tour sales were absolutely awful. Her documentary was made fun of like crazy. And her career, it seems to be spiraling.
Everybody thought I was crazy.
On top of all of this, there are speculations that she's actually going through a divorce. Rumor has it that Ben is also completely fed up with her, even going as far to rent an Airbnb for $100,000 a month just to get away from her. What's the real reason for the intense dislike of Jenny? We're gonna reveal that now. So, the biggest element of J.Lo's persona is that she's from the Bronx. She calls herself Jenny from the block. She's a girl from the Bronx that worked really hard to make it big. I'm still Jenny from the block. Jennifer Lopez was caught being rude to people on more than a few occasions. These instances where she reportedly mistreated the people around her are vile. Let's get into it, shall we? For years, many servers and staff have reported that J.Lo is tough to work for. She has numerous rules, there are several accounts of her rude behavior. Some people may be exaggerating, who knows, but with these many people talking, it's hard to make excuses and it's kind of believable. Her drivers allegedly have to follow super strict rules or they will be fired. One woman posted to TikTok to claim that Jennifer Lopez is rude to her drivers. Kayla claimed her father once worked for a company that Jenny often hired to provide drivers and says her dad would refuse to drive J.Lo after hearing stories about her poor temperament.
and he refused to drive her whenever she came in town because of how awful she treated the drivers.
Kayla said that J-Lo does not allow the drivers to look at her, to talk to her, and that even if the driver looks through the rearview mirror, J-Lo will scold them. Lastly, she also allegedly has a peculiar rule. They cannot let her luggage touch the ground.
She will go out of her way to make sure you get fired.
She's also been accused of being a horrible tipper. Apparently, sometimes she doesn't even tip at all. J-Lo tells Ben not to tip at all, and Ben is very much hated in the casino industry for being cheap, being rude to other players, and both of them are notorious for not tipping. There was a server named Penny that claims that she spent one night serving Ben as he was at a poker table and she was not serving anyone else. Ben gave her an extremely generous tip of $10,000. However, once J-Lo caught wind of the tip, she allegedly snatched back the money.
She will go out of her way to make sure you get fired.
Apparently, Ben was so mortified that he sent a bouquet the next day and a $25,000 tip. I wonder if Jenny knows he did this. A flight attendant claimed that J-Lo refused to talk to anyone that isn't in her inner circle. The United Airlines worker said, "I just said, what can I get you to drink?" But even Jennifer refused to look at me. She turned her head away and told her personal assistant, "Please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke." And she wouldn't even look at me. It was sad. She seemed so sweet in her movies. According to Today, J-Lo requires her nannies to work grueling hours every day of the week. She asks them to make sure they can work 16-hour days apparently. This one to me is subjective because it's not like you can force somebody to work a job, so if they don't want to work 16 hours a day, they really don't have to. People can choose to work these long hours or they can just not. Julia Wang shared her story of meeting one of J-Lo's backup singers, and Julia claims that the woman was part of a Vegas concert that J-Lo was performing. She was so mean to her backup singers, Julia said the singer told her. If you were pretty or if you were Latina, it was game over. She hated you. She further claimed that J-Lo refused to talk or even look at any of them during their time of many hours of rehearsal, except for an occasional eye roll or scoff. Julia Wang also said, "Can you imagine spending time with someone working in a closed setting every single day for months and this person never even acknowledging you or acting like you exist?" She shared that J-Lo's demeanor does a 180 when a man walks into the room. She only treats the women poorly because she views them as competition.
J-Lo is gonna have to try real hard to get out of this one. We're covering the shadiest things Jennifer Lopez has done. Here we go. She called out Salma Hayek. When asked about the From Dusk Till Dawn actor, Lopez was eager to disassociate herself from any parallels, saying, "We're in two different realms. She's a bombshell and those are the kinds of roles she does. I do all kinds of different things." The supremely confident Lopez also claims that Hayek had been telling a few fibs, adding, "It makes me laugh when she says she got offered Selena," which was an outright lie. If that's what she does to get herself publicity, then that's her thing. Hayek reiterated more than 20 years later that Selena's producers had asked her to play the sad singer. The actress said via the Oprah magazine that she had considered the offer a little bit distasteful, given that it had been made so soon after Selena's passing, during an appearance on Watch What Happens with Andy Cohen. Still, she refrained from criticizing Lopez for having no such qualms, adding, "I think Jennifer did a great job. I really do think it was for her." And then there's the Movie Line interview from 1998. The comments Jennifer Lopez made in the 1998 Movie Line interview that surfaced on social media more than 20 years later could encompass this whole list. Along with complimenting Winona Ryder backhandedly, never a big fan of hers, she's cute and talented though, and Cameron Diaz, a lucky model who's been given a lot of opportunities, I just wish she would have done more with. She's beautiful and has a great presence though, before slighting the queen of pop herself. When questioned about Madonna, J-Lo replied, "Do I think she's a great performer? Yes. Do I think she's a great actor? No. Acting is what I do, so I'm harder on people when they say, 'Oh, I can do that, I can act.' I'm like, hey, don't spit on my craft." Madge won the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy just a year prior to this for her leading role in Evita. In general, Lopez doesn't seem to agree with the winners of prizes. She also blasted Gwyneth Paltrow, asking, "Tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work." Given that Paltrow won Best Actress at the 1999 Academy Awards for her role in Shakespeare in Love, it's doubtful that Lopez missed Paltrow's performance in the same year. She was also throwing shade at Ben Affleck's pride. J-Lo was asked if singers, musicians, or actors made better partners in bed during the game segment Plead the Fifth, while she was a guest on the gossipy Bravo show. Us Weekly adds that instead of electing to remain mute on the matter, like she later understood was probably the safer option, the New Yorker said, "I have to say that in my limited experience, anybody involved in music, so I would say singers and dancers." Lopez continued her subtle character assassination of the man she starred with in the box office bomb Giggly. She also suggested that Affleck had little clue when it came to clothes. "I did kind of like say, you need to be, you're a movie star. You should wear a suit, You should do this with your hair." She did add, "He didn't do anything he didn't want to do. He had some good fashion moments when he was with me." She also ghosted Rosie Perez. Actress Rosie Perez wrote about how she first met Jennifer Lopez in her 2014 autobiography, Handbook for an Unpredictable Life. The two worked together on the film In Living Color in the early 1990s, and her remarks were anything but flattering. Perez was crucial in J-Lo's dancer casting while serving as a choreographer for the popular sketch show. However, Lopez allegedly went on the attack like some ghetto bleep, screaming and pounding her chest. When Perez addressed complaints about the Bronx native's diva-like behavior, asserting that her skills were better than those of her peers. The feud persisted even after the play singer exited the performance. Mirror quotes Perez's writing, "I was blindsided. I'd thought we were cool. I called her up. She wouldn't pick up. Frustrated, I left her an irate message on her answering machine. Instead of calling me back and hashing it out like friends do, she went on a major talk show and reiterated my lashing." Later, when Lopez ran into Perez in a club, she pretended that they were still best friends, but Perez quickly corrected the celebrity. Thankfully, Perez's resentment subsided over time. She later told CNN, "I have great respect for J-Lo. Yes, we had a tiff, and it was 20 years ago. I've moved on, and I'm sure she has also." And she dissed all of her exes too. Former lovers P. Diddy, Ben Affleck, and Casper C. Smart, as well as ex-husbands Ojani Noah, Chris Judd, and Mark Anthony, undoubtedly felt their ears burn when Jennifer Lopez made an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen in 2015. They probably wouldn't be overly flattered by what they heard though. And finally, she dissed on Alex Rodriguez. The Golden Globe nominee played a fun softball game with her family in 2019 while sporting a New York Yankees jersey, which included boyfriend A-Rod. According to the MLB veteran, Lopez has been dating since 2017. Trash talk continued despite the fact that it was Christmas time. Rodriguez detailed what transpired on the pitch alongside an Instagram photo of the two appearing to be engaged in a contentious mid-game argument. "Come on, Jen, I was a Gold Glove winner. Let me play some shortstop." A-Rod made reference to the prize he had won in back-to-back years in the early 2000s and the statements he claimed to be speaking at the time. His girlfriend's return to, keyword was. Jennifer Lopez is one of the most beloved actresses and singers of all time. But is she more infamous than famous? Let's check out why some celebs just can't stand her. If there's one thing about Jennifer Lopez we can be certain of, it's her love of a good endorsement deal. Over the years, J-Lo has lent her name to a wide range of things, from jewelry and cars to alcohol and makeup.
Pick your favorite red, and I put it in the middle.
But the brands she represents haven't always benefited from these partnerships. In a previous Fiat commercial, Lopez drove through the Bronx and discussed how her former neighborhood still inspires her. Fiat was forced to locate a body double since Lopez allegedly refused to physically return to the block she sang about, despite the fact that her relationship with the Italian automaker was reputedly worth millions of dollars. Owner of the Mott Haven barbershop featured in the advertisement Eligio Cueto revealed to The Smoking Gun that producers spent a few hours filming in the area of his establishment.
"Here, this is my world."
The barber said that Lopez was not operating the featured Fiat 500 automobile, despite it traveling up and down East 136th Street. It wasn't her, Cueto declared. It was a double that looked like her. Fiat eventually came clean, but J-Lo's representatives remained silent. The corporation released a statement saying, "As you may know, people are increasingly mobile in today's world, and their work takes them to a variety of locations. As a result, we took the opportunity to film wherever Miss Lopez was working at the time to accommodate her schedule. usual. The affair became known in the press as the fiasco after that. What's next might be even more surprising. In 1998, a Movie Line reporter arrived at Jennifer Lopez's opulent Beverly Hills estate for an interview and was met with what he denounced as a planned scene. While numerous friends crowded around her poolside, J-Lo was relaxing and enjoying a massage.
It was all like nothing really special.
The actress obviously felt the need to let go during the interview, taking jabs at some of her competitors in the industry, so it's clear that the rubdown didn't completely relieve Lopez of her stress. Despite having recently collaborated on a film, Oliver Stone's neo-noir crime thriller U-Turn, J-Lo claimed that Romeo and Juliet star Claire Danes does the same thing with every character she does in response to a question about her opinions of the actresses she was vying for roles with. Lopez continued by claiming that she had never been a big fan of Winona Ryder, the two-time Oscar nominee, and she also disparaged Gwyneth Paltrow, who would go on to win Best Actress at the 2019 Academy Awards. During that notorious interview, Lopez asked, "Tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work. Just wait for this next one." To a candid interview with Movie Line, Jennifer Lopez also shared her thoughts on fellow pop artist and actress Madonna, saying Madge was terrific at the former but not so good at the latter. Do I think she's a great performer? Yeah. Do I think she's a great actress? No. Lopez said, "Acting is what I do, so I'm harder on people when they say, oh, I can do that, I can act. I'm like, hey, don't spit on my craft." Although it's simple to argue that the Material Girl wasn't suited for acting, Madonna was still riding high on the success of her 1996 musical biography, Evita, when Lopez spoke with her. Lopez hasn't just disparaged one musician, the Queen of Pop. There have also been rumors circulating that J-Lo's brief romance with Drake in 2016 was really a marketing gimmick. The fact that Lopez unfollowed Rihanna on Instagram after the singer shared a photo of herself with the Grammy winner suggests that there may have been some validity to their relationship, despite the fact that the two have had a tumultuous history. Working with J-Lo doesn't always work out. She later insulted Drake during a live event in Las Vegas, telling the crowd that he was nothing more than a booty call for her. Lopez had previously disclosed that she and Drake were working on a song together. Cameron Diaz can now be counted among the actresses who have experienced a Jennifer Lopez's fury. During a candid interview with Movie Line, J-Lo took aim at Diaz, referring to her as a lucky model who's been given a lot of opportunities I just wish she would have done more with. Ouch. When the actresses were paired together in 2012's What to Expect When You're Expecting, it was said to have been a little awkward because of Lopez's harsh criticism of Diaz's professional path. These two did not get along throughout the shoot, according to on-set insiders. Now claims that Lopez failed to win over Diaz, who claimed that the pop diva was a nightmare to deal with. She's even said that Jen should stick to her day job, meaning American Idol and singing, a source said. She demands to eat at specific times no matter what. She stops work and has an assistant run over to her with a small protein and veg-based meal. Cameron is going crazy over it. The co-stars allegedly deliberately avoided each other, according to a source who revealed details of the apparent dispute to Star magazine. The whistleblower claimed they don't interact much, but when they do, the tension is thick. Lopez just acts as if Cam doesn't exist. When the two actresses went on the Ellen DeGeneres show to promote the film, which was eventually blasted by critics, they denied that there was ever a rift. Celebrity makeup artist Scott Barnes and Jennifer Lopez have a long history together. They hit it off right away when they first met in the year 2000 during an InStyle magazine cover shoot. She just goes, "I like you." I said, "I like you too." When Barnes spoke with Refinery 29 in 2018, he recalled. Barnes is a customer of Celine Dion, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Julianne Moore. "What are you doing on Friday?" she said. I answered nothing, since I simply couldn't resist the want to collaborate with the stunning Kim Cattrall, even though I was meant to be working with her. "I'm shooting my album cover. Wanna do it?" she exclaimed. We're traveling to Stockholm by plane 2 days later. In the years that followed, the two grew close, with Barnes, who is said to have been an inspiration behind Lopez's characteristic radiant skin look, becoming a dependable confidant in her inner circle. But it wasn't all fun and games. Barnes said that J-Lo once fired him because she believed he had given reporters access to information about her. This was during an appearance on the Jeff Probst show. "It was like I had the plague. plague, the makeup guru revealed. Barnes claimed he was quickly rehired after the real source of the leak was identified, but he never received an apology from J-Lo. I went right back to work with her, and we just never spoke about it again, which is even weirder. One employee of United Airlines claims that J-Lo's image as the difficult diva is completely justified. The flight attendant claimed in an interview with Star Magazine that Lopez treated him extremely rudely after he asked the well-known singer if she would like a drink. "I asked you, what can I get you to drink?" But according to him, Jennifer wouldn't even acknowledge me. Via Radar Online, she turned her head away and told her personal assistant, "Please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke and lime." She wouldn't even look at me. It was sad. She seems so sweet in her movies. As far as we are aware, the flight attendant who was ridiculed escaped unpunished. But a German hotel maid who dared to seek J-Lo for an autograph reportedly faced different circumstances. When Lopez visited the opulent Malaya Hotel in Dusseldorf, Germany in 2012, Prado Dodge was employed there. To put it mildly, she was excellent. I'm an incredibly big fan, so I took all my courage and rang the bell to get an autograph. But I was rejected by 2 assistants at the door. Dodge told the newspaper. A day later, the cleaning company that employed me at the hotel called and said that Miss Lopez had complained. I was fired right there on the phone. Lopez did not dispute that she complained about the maid, but she did label the claim hurtful and denied that she was the reason anyone was dismissed. J-Lo has done some shady things. Let's dive into why she might be Hollywood's latest celeb on the hate train. She zoned out during a Mariah Carey performance. Unusually, Jennifer Lopez seems to have held back when speaking about Mariah Carey, the celebrity many view as her biggest rival. However, as they say, actions speak louder than words.
I don't have a feud against her at all.
Carey was allegedly outwitted about a sample she was going to utilize for the Glitter soundtrack, which is how the purported animosity started. In retaliation, the diva's ex-husband, Tommy Mottola, allegedly learned about the idea and gave it to Lopez for a song on her sophomore album, I'm Real, according to the diva's 2020 memoir. Soon after, Carey famously responded, "I don't know her," to a question about J-Lo, setting off 1,000 memes. J-Lo's response was funny, to say the least.
I know from back in the day I've read things that she said about me.
Lopez maintained silence over the alleged feud until 2014, when she said to Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen via E! That I've read things that she said about me that were not the greatest, but we've never met. But a year later, when Carey's Billboard Music Awards performance was captured on camera, the Enough actress seemed to get her own revenge. During another appearance on Cohen's program in 2016, Lopez clarified that she wasn't being disrespectful. She just couldn't help but add what many saw as a subtle jab. First of all, that was not fair with the texting thing because I watched a lot of it. It was a long performance.
If that sounds crazy.
She got wrongfully mad at a makeup artist. But Lopez does not always target the wealthy and well-known with her slights. Around the middle of the 2000s, there were rumors that someone had released information to the media about the celebrity and Mark Anthony's covert marriage ceremony. So the star effectively exiled her longtime makeup artist, Scott Barnes. Speaking on the Jeff Probst show in 2012, Barnes disclosed that the person he regarded as a friend ignored him for a whole year until it was established that the leak was the work of someone else. It was like I had the plague, he told the host. J-Lo did give Barnes his old job back again after learning the truth, but apparently failed to apologize for being so ruthless.
Kinda, sorta, but not really. It was
What might be more shocking is what Barnes said after. The makeup artist said via Radar, "I went right back to work with her and we just never spoke about it again," which is even weirder. He had previously provided his services to Gwyneth Paltrow, another one of Lopez's targets. Barnes requested that they stay friends for the next 6 years, that he was paid to work with the celebrity, saying, "She sat for the cover of my first book and we're friends. She's an amazing woman and she's like, I love you, you know, and I say, I love you too, we're friends." She claimed that all men under 33 are useless. As a man who is under the age of 33, I'd take offense. Jennifer Lopez took the seemingly improbable decision to use Tinder in 2018. All okay, sort of. Through a function called Swipe Sessions, the celebrity used the dating app to discover her ideal match, a fan named Brooke who is in her 20s. While doing so, she also offered some advice to the singleton. Guys until they're 33 are really useless, the self-appointed love guru proclaimed after going through numerous unsuitable suitors. Is there a specific reason Lopez views people under this particular age as unacceptable. It's a fairly significant coincidence, though, that J-Lo married 32-year-old Chris Judd on her second marriage. But after their divorce, she couldn't have quickly embraced this rule. In 2002, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez became the popular duo known as Bennifer, at the age of just 30. 10 years later, backup dancer Casper Smart started dating the triple threat, but he was even younger, 24 to be exact. She said Drake was a booty call. When Jennifer Lopez and Drake were seen cuddling up on Instagram in 2016, it almost brought the internet to a halt. The rapper's former partner Rihanna and her ardent following didn't seem to approve of the photo. However, the new power couple vanished within a few months. The 2017 song Free Smoke had a later allusion from Drake to their brief romance. I drunk text J-Lo, old number so it bounced back. In the song Diplomatic Immunity, I Lost to J-Lo, he also made reference to reports that he had cheated on the Made in Manhattan star a year later. Prior to her 2019 stage appearance in Los Angeles' The Forum, Lopez herself had remained silent about the entire situation. Indeed, during the premiere of her That's My Party tour, the triple threat began to dance to her former partner's hit song Hotline Bling. But according to Hollywood Life, J-Lo stopped posing and joked, booty call, much to the amusement of the crowd as the line "You used to call me on your cell phone" played. Many believed that J-Lo hadn't treated the relationship with Drake with the same seriousness. J-Lo says that her first two marriages don't count. Before she was even 40, Jennifer Lopez had already been down the aisle 3 times. Nevertheless, based on her comments from a behind-the-scenes video diary to promote her It's My Party tour, it appears that the singer views herself as a one-time bride. While discussing her impending on and off nuptials with Alex Rodriguez, Lopez reflected on her previous wedding ceremonies. "I've never been married in a church. I've been married 3 times, and once was 9 months and once was 11 months, so I don't really count those." Naturally, Lopez fired her first husband, Johnny Noah, and then she divorced Chris Judd due to irreconcilable differences. It makes perfect sense for Lopez to want to move on from Noah. A tell-all book on his brief marriage to the celebrity was once attempted to be published by the former writer. Later on, Lopez was able to obtain an injunction prohibiting her former partner from disparaging her. A court order prohibiting Noah and his friends from publishing video footage from their honeymoon, which is allegedly of an uncompromising quality, was also granted to her. As late as 2015, Noah's business partner Ed Meyer told In Touch that they were still trying to disclose the tape because they had found a legal loophole. That battle, which began in 2009, was still ongoing.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are facing numerous divorce rumors and speculation.
Ben Affleck has hit a breaking point with J-Lo.
After 20 years of separating, the couple decided to give it another go. Was this a mistake? There are so many hints that the couple isn't doing well, including the fact that they are living apart. Ben is renting an Airbnb away from Jennifer for $100,000 a month. Not a good sign.
You're gonna marry a boat captain, and you go, "Well, I don't like the water."
I'm gonna be taking you guys through some of the most awkward moments that they've faced in the media. Jennifer Lopez was certainly determined to show off the fact that she was in a relationship with Ben Affleck when she released her 2002 album, This Is Me Then. Not only did she name one of its tracks Dear Ben, but she also roped in her actor boyfriend to appear in the video for its lead single, Jenny from the Block. Unfortunately, the public displays of affection that appeared in the latter didn't go down well with the public, or Ben himself for that matter. Ben admitted that he was uncomfortable with all the locking lips, cuddling, and general body contact that went down in the slightly cringeworthy promo. If I ever regret, it was doing the Jenny from the Block music video. But that happened years ago and I've moved on. He also said, "It not only makes me look like a petulant fool, but it surely qualifies as ungentlemanly." For the record, did she hurt my career? No. Just a few months after their first engagement, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck attended the 75th Academy Awards together. They ended up making the headlines due to a photo that was taken of them locking lips. In the offending photo, Ben and Jenny can be seen locking lips in just one of their countless displays of public affection. Jen seems committed to the peck, and Ben is looking elsewhere, apparently uninterested.
No goodbye, no see you later, no nothing. Just left.
One particular moment in the film Geely had people cringing. In the scene where Jenny's gangster commands Ben's mobster to show off his bedroom skills with the phrase, "It's turkey time, gobble gobble gobble." These 6 words instantly guaranteed this film a place in Hollywood's Hall of Shame, and for many, remains the most embarrassing exchange in the power couple's history. Ben and Jenny split 5 months after the box office Turkey's release.
It was all like nothing really special.
Speaking to Entertainment Weekly in 2022, Ben spoke about how he felt at the time. The funny name, the Jennifer Lopez romance, and overexposure of that, it was kind of a perfect storm. And I remember talking to Marty the Friday it came out, and I was like, "It's just spectacular. It's a tsunami. Couldn't be worse. This is as bad as it gets." Just days after getting married, Ben and Jenny were spotted having an intense conversation. The conversation indicated that there was already trouble in paradise. Ben acted with some incredibly animated body language and facial expressions to get certain points across, and although Jenny listened to his every word, her seat shifting suggested that she might not have been entirely comfortable with what he had to say. Social media once again claimed that Ben Affleck was the pure definition of miserable when he turned up to the 2023 Grammy Awards with Jennifer Lopez. Ben spawned another wave of memes thanks to his demeanor at the music ceremony and the tension with host Trevor Noah. Apparently J-Lo and Ben exchanged some words which resulted in him getting up from the table and leaving her there with Trevor Noah. So awkward. We're gonna get into some other seriously awkward moments. Fans did their thing and found other examples of these two in passive-aggressive mode, and this included the time they attended the premiere of Shotgun Wedding. But in the footage taken at the after-party, they once again appear to be in some type of dispute. In the offending clip, which lasts a little more than 7 seconds, Ben Affleck can be seen trying to get his point across, while a seemingly uninterested J-Lo takes a gulp of her cocktail drink. You can legit feel them exhausting one another, remarked one TikTok user about the interaction. However, Bennifer also had their defenders, with another commenting, "Seriously, people listen to one podcast about body language and think they've got a full degree and 30 years of experience." Never let it be said that Ben Affleck isn't a gentleman. Even when he appears to have the weight of the world on his shoulders, he still finds the time to open and close the passenger door for his wife. Aww. Or, in this case of the clip that went viral in May 2023, aggressively slam it.
Because I didn't think much of myself, and so the world didn't think much of me.
Jennifer Lopez is in her flop era. Nothing is working out for her. Ticket sales, her skincare line, and her work projects, they're all flopping. Not to mention, there are countless rumors that she's heading for a divorce.
You know, it was like a tough one for me.
Her whopping $90 million Las Vegas residency deal is also on the rocks. J-Lo is set to sign on to do a series of shows at the MGM Grand, but poor concert tickets and album sales have been affecting the agreement. Guys, this is crazy. We're gonna get into it. So an insider claimed MGM is watching her not doing well on the road. They are very nervous. It's pretty rare you have a poor tour and then go to Vegas. The insider also said that J-Lo just received $600,000 to $650,000 for Sin City residency and be scheduled for fewer shows. A separate insider claimed that no deal with MGM was ever officially signed, but that talks have continued.
If that sounds crazy.
This wouldn't be J-Lo's first residency in Vegas, as she had a very successful stint at Planet Hollywood back in 2016. J-Lo is currently in rehearsals to prepare for another show, her Greatest Hits tour, This Is Me Live. The name of the US tour was mysteriously rebranded in April. It has initially been called This Is Me Now, after her latest album, which she sang about her journey to have a rekindled love with Ben Affleck. Since then, it's been reported that Ben and Jenny are having serious issues. Divorce rumors are flying.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez step out with their respective wedding rings amid rumors they have broken up.
J-Lo also raised eyebrows when she and her team decided to cancel 7 shows from her tour, scheduled to take place from August 20th to the 31st in Cleveland, Nashville, Raleigh, North Carolina, Florida, Atlanta, Tampa, and New Orleans, without any explanation. She's actually made hints that she's considering retiring from music completely. When it comes to her and Ben Affleck, apparently they are even living apart. Ben is reportedly renting a house for $100,000 a month away from Jenny.
It was the most toxic thing I have ever experienced.
The couple has barely been seen together, and Ben Affleck did not attend the premiere of his wife's new film Atlas, which debuted on Netflix. An insider also mentioned that they didn't celebrate Mother's Day together. Despite the numerous divorce rumors, J-Lo is staying in tip-top shape. Her fitness trainers recently spilled the beans on her intense workout routine, saying that she's in the best shape she's ever been in. Jennifer has been seen in small outfits in both Los Angeles and Mexico, showing off her stunning figure. Her trainers Dodd Romero and Tracy Anderson chatted with US Weekly about how she stays so fit. Romero praised her dedication, saying, "Jennifer's in better shape now than she's ever been in. She's tough and never complains. Wherever I tell her to go, she'll go." We're gonna get back into what else is going on in these next points. In the recent documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, Ben Affleck said that him and Jennifer Lopez are two people with different kinds of approaches trying to learn to compromise. A film industry source recently told People magazine that Ben has never been totally comfortable with showcasing his romance with J-Lo to the world through her creative work. Still, he has never wanted to stand in the way of who she is as an artist. He's always been impressed about how she works so hard and has achieved so much success. But the openness and the promotion is not his way. Hopefully Jenny can recover from this and start to do well again. It's never fun to watch someone go through issues like this, but she does have some diehard fans and a whole lot of work ethic.